The Brazilian English teacher. There's a Brazilian English teacher who loves high performance, tennis, and Novak Djokovic. He always watches Djokovic matches and interviews on YouTube, feeding from his champion mentality. He sees himself in Djokovic, one of the best ever in tennis history, the mental strength, the resilience, the power to be your best version in the worst scenarios. When the teacher is going through ordeals, he feeds from Djokovic's tenacity and bouncing back superpowers. In fact, one of his biggest dreams is to meet Mr. Djokovic someday and rally with him on a tennis court. It would be a dream come true. He would record that and post those videos on his YouTube channel. Ok? Ontem a gente fez até aqui, tá? So the connection is there's a Brazilian English teacher. He loves high performance. He loves tennis. And he loves Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic. Djokovic. A Brazilian English teacher who loves the subject of high performance, tennis, and the Serbian tennis player by the name of Novak Djokovic. And the teacher is always watching, feeding from Djokovic matches. Matches is like a game, but when it's official, professional, tennis match, soccer match, matches plural, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches, and interviews. Like Jô Soares, he had one of the biggest, largest, most famous interviewing programs, interviewing TV shows in Brazil. Programa do Jô. Okay? An interview is when one person asks questions to another person. That's an interview. Danilo Gentili, Jimmy Fallon, David Letterman, Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah, they all have interviewing TV shows where they interview someone. When you are a very famous soccer player like Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, when you are a very famous professional athlete like Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, Lewis Hamilton, Ayrton Senna, Djokovic. When you are very famous, very good, very successful, journalists, they want to ask you questions, especially after the match. That is called press conference. Press conference is when journalists ask questions to people. Okay? When you are a very famous actor, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, Leonardo DiCaprio, Julia Roberts, okay? When you are a very famous, very good, very successful singer, Yvette Sangalo, Ed Sheeran, Alicia Keys, when you are a very famous artist, actor, actress, professional athlete, Tom Brady, okay? People, they want to talk to you. They want to ask you questions. And the official interview is called press conference. Press conference. Okay? Press conference. When a successful, famous person or someone from the government, they sit down to answer questions from journalists. Okay? So, the point here is the teacher likes to watch Djokovic playing and Djokovic answering questions. To feed. Why does the teacher do that? To feed. To feed from Djokovic's champion mentality. Okay? Feeding is the process of ingesting food. It's what Jesus did when he multiplied the bread and the fish so he could feed 5,000 people. It's the process of a baby feeding from the mother's breast. If you are a woman, this is your breast. When your baby is feeding from your breast breastfeeding, 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 breastfeeding. Okay? Breastfeeding. 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 So, originally, technically, feeding is about ingesting food, nutrients, vitamins. But nowadays, today, we also use the word feeding to talk about receiving, listening a message, a teaching, insights. Okay? And that's why, and that is what the Brazilian English teacher does to and with Djokovic matches and interviews. He watches and listens. He's feeding the champion's mindset. The champion way of thinking. The teacher can see himself in Djokovic. So, when you go to the mirror, okay? When you go to the mirror, when you look at the mirror, what do you see? Yourself. When you go in front of the mirror and you look at the mirror, that's a mirror. What do you see? Yourself. You see your image reflected in the mirror. Quando o texto fala e quando alguém fala, I can see myself in you, the teacher sees himself in Djokovic. It means things in common, a connection, I can see myself in you. I see myself in you. The teacher could see himself in Djokovic. It talks about a connection. It talks about identification. I relate. I connect. There is a match, a similarity of principles, values, vision for life. Okay? There is a resemblance, uma semelhança, a similarity. Pergunta interessante. Can you remember one time when you saw yourself in somebody else? Or somebody told you, I see myself in you. I can see myself in you. Já aconteceu isso com você? Se sim, when? How? Who? É muito comum quando... Ai, pera só um pouquinho. Olá, Lígia, bom dia. É muito comum... Ó, o Wendy apareceu, gente. É muito comum... Presta atenção. É muito comum quando um dos filhos ou o filho parece demais com o pai ou com a mãe. Aí aqui pode ser tanto aparência quanto jeito de ser. É muito comum se você tem um filho que parece demais com você, seja na aparência, seja na personalidade. Provavelmente você já disse essa frase. I can see myself in you. Ou talvez você falou para o seu marido, para sua esposa. Ou ele te disse, I can see yourself, you, I can see you in him. Se você falou para o marido ou para a esposa, I can see myself in him. I can see my image. I can see my personality in my mother, in my son. Exactly. Ok? Vamos fazer isso? Vamos, escreve aí. I can see myself in my son, my daughter, pa-pa-pam, pa-pa-pam, pa-pa-pam. So, every single time someone resembles, reminds you of yourself, looks alike when someone, their face, their appearance, or their personality, the way they act, the way they speak, the way they do things is similar to you or to your personality, etc. I can see myself in you. I see myself in you. Ok? Boa, boa, boa. Galera tá escrevendo, ó. Boa. Se for muito parecido, I can see so much of myself in bam bam bam. If it's physical appearance, depois eu falo, para não desfocar. Como dizer fulano é a imagem cuspida? Depois eu falo para não perder o foco. So, who can see himself in Djokovic? The teacher. Who does the teacher see himself in? Who does he connect with? Who does he see a resemblance? A similar common vision, principles, values, personality, life story. Djokovic. One of the best ever in tennis history. The mental strength, mental power, mental fortitude, mental force, mental strength, the resilience. Resilience is the same as in Portuguese. The ability that you have of enduring difficult situations without breaking. The original concept of resilience is in physics. Metals, aluminum, iron, metais, alumínio, ferro. Okay? How much can I bend a metal without breaking it? Outro exemplo claríssimo de resilience. Salto com vara. Aquela vara, in English, pole vault. Vault is what they use to jump. The vault has a super hyper high resilience. Acho que todo mundo já viu, né? The athlete starts running, and when they jump, the vault does like it bends completely and it doesn't break. This is resilience. The ability to be bent, twisted, stretched, bent, twisted, stretched by the difficult situations in your life, and you don't break. You are not tore apart. You stay strong. Interesting question. Are you resilient? Yes or no? Can I bend you? Can I twist you? Can I stretch you? Or if I do that, you break down? Are you resilient? E aí, cara, eu sou apaixonadíssimo por esse assunto, né? Poderia deixar passar batido, mas eu quero falar do ponto de vista tanto da física, de onde vem o conceito de resiliência, do ponto de vista psicológico, emocional, coach, espiritual, motivacional. Isso daqui, resilience is not the same as this. Faz sentido o que eu estou falando ou não? Ah, eu não estou mostrando a tela, né? Legal. Fala para mim, fala comigo nos comentários se, primeiro, are you resilient, yes or no? E segundo, se faz sentido o que eu estou falando aqui agora. Aí eu vou botar a tela de volta, né? Não? Tá, vamos lá. Isso daqui não é a mesma coisa que isso aqui. Como assim? Fala comigo aí nos comentários se faz sentido. Resilience. Think about the Olympic sport, pole vault. Let me get an image. This one is perfect. This one is even better. Okay. So, resilience is not the same as this, tá? So, essa imagem na tela explica claramente resilience. The ability that a person or an object has of bending without breaking. But after the process, the volt, a vara, the metal, aluminum, iron, steel, they go back to the original. This is resilience, and it is amazing to be resilient. It is amazing. It's the first step. But there's an upgrade. There is a next level, even better than resilience. It's when you are not only resilient, but you become better when some situation bends you, twists you, stretches you. You are not only resilient, you do not break, but besides that, you get better. Do you understand me? Fala comigo nos comentários. Can you understand me? This is my favorite characteristic in Djokovic. This is what I admire the most in Djokovic. He is, como todo grande campeão, he is resilient. You do not get to be a champion. E eu não estou falando de esporte, eu estou falando da vida. You do not get to be fluent. You don't get to conquer, to achieve, to build, to construct great things in your life if you are not resilient. Forget about it. You never do it. Congratulations, Pamela. Pamela is saying, Pamela Berdak, she's saying she's resilient because she is a cancer survivor. She fought, passed off to fight, lutou. She fought cancer. And she survived. Congratulations, Pamela. You have my respect. You have my admiration. Congratulations. God bless you. When someone fights the battle against cancer, cancer it's gonna bend, it's gonna twist, it's gonna stretch the person. If Pamela wasn't resilient, she wouldn't have survived cancer. If she weren't resilient, she would have died. That's resilience right there. And that is the meaning of to go through ordeals. What does it mean to go through an ordeal? To go through a very difficult situation, like the battle against cancer. This is an ordeal. This is to go through an ordeal. When someone goes through an ordeal like Pamela fighting, battling against cancer, if they are not resilient, they break down. Cancer will tear them apart, break them down, and they will die. For someone to fight the battle against cancer and survive, like Pamela, they have to be for someone to go through the ordeal for someone to go through the ordeal of fighting cancer and survive, like Pamela did, they have to be extremely resilient. They get bent by cancer, but they don't break. They don't get broken down. They are not heartbroken because they are resilient. They have the ability to be bent without being broken. E isso é fantástico, porque a maioria das pessoas não é nem sequer resiliente. Mas existe um degrau acima, existe um próximo nível. After the process, some people, they are resilient, but after the process, after they go through the ordeal, whatever the ordeal is, cancer, bankruptcy, when their business goes bankrupt, when to go bankrupt is when a business fails. It's when a business gets broken and they have to shut down. Falir. So whether it's bankruptcy, divorce, cancer, whatever the difficult situation is, whatever the ordeal is, some people, they are resilient. They can endure the process. In English, we don't say they support. Support is a false cognate. If I support you, I am in your favor. I have the same opinion. I am by your side. What we say in Portuguese, suportar, aguentar, in English we don't say support, we say endure, handle, cope with, to cope with, to endure, to handle. So some people, They go through ordeals, difficult situations. They are resilient. They can handle it. They can cope with the problem. They can endure. They don't get broken, but they become bitter. Have you ever watched Dr. House, the TV show? He was bitter. He was a bitter person. Pessimist, looking to the bad side. Always in a bad mood. They lose their optimism, their hope. They are resilient. They are not broken. They endure. They go through the ordeal, but they become resent, bitter, sad. They become a bad energy person. You know, when someone has a bad energy, and when you are around, it's not good. It's not good to be around people that are bitter, like Dr. House, because they are always criticizing. They are always on the bad side. It's not gonna work out. Oh, no. They have no optimism. And usually, maybe always, someone who is bitter, amargurado, it's because of an ordeal that they had to go through. They were not broken. They survived, but they became bitter. They became worse. O próximo nível, além de ser resiliente, é quando você não só aguenta, mas você fica melhor. Que é a característica que eu mais admiro no Djokovic. No Senna. They are more than resilient. They don't only endure the challenge. They get better. They become better. O Djokovic, quanto mais difícil tiver, melhor ele vai jogar. The worst the conditions are, the better Djokovic will play. He is resilient. Se você joga contra o Djokovic no seu país, com o estádio lotado, entupido, milhares de pessoas torcendo por você, bandeira, cartazes, e você entra num flow e você começa a jogar muito bem e você começa a ganhar do Djokovic. E o estádio vai à loucura e as pessoas enlouquecem, elas explodem, elas gritam, achando que você vai ganhar do maior jogador da história. O Djokovic aguenta ficar nas cordas, apanhando, até 3 horas, esperando. Vai, joga, brilha, vai lá, vai lá, vai lá, vai lá, viva seu momento. Daqui a pouco eu volto. He is resilient. But not only that, he is more than resilient. He gets better. He gets better.